Hi, and welcome again to another edition of Market Analysis for today, September the 6th. I'm Giovanni Betancourt, analyst, trader, and educator with Vantage Markets. Well, all roads have been pointing to a soft landing recently for the US economy. Unfortunately, Saudi Arabia and Russia are pursuing an entirely different path. The two countries' decision to extend oil production cuts until the end of the year caused oil prices to spike yesterday. For example, WTI climb nearly to $88 a barrel for the first time since November, and the international benchmark has now risen somewhat 20% since the start of June. The Federal Reserve battle against inflation has reached a tricky phase. A higher oil prices are unwelcome to say the least. Consumer prices rose at an annual pace of 3.2% in July, up from 3% in June. The progress from here to meet the Fed's 2% target is likely to be slower and more difficult. The last thing the central bank needs is higher oil prices adding to inflationary pressures. Should you remember when the wars began, oil prices were pretty high, and that obviously helped a lot to the inflation scenario. Now, the Cleveland Fed's inflation model, updated daily, is now forecasting the CPI to climb to an annual rate of 3.9% in September. The debate is so finally poised over how high interest rates should stay and for how long. Elevated oil prices could tip the balance in favor of higher for longer. Now, the stock market is already reflecting that possibility. So, with that being said, let's take a look at what we can expect in today's market fluctuation. And here we have the Nasdaq. We are just really in a lateral fluctuation. Some say this is consolidation, but this is a setup for a breakout. We have just really a volume and node of volume, and at any given time, this could just drop or could make a little spike. But most likely, for now, since we have all of the scenario going around, perhaps a lower fluctuation could be expected. So let's use the tip of the 50-day moving average as our support, which is around 15,200, and then 15,700 as our resistance. RSI is right in the middle. Then we have here the S&P. S&P is as well looking to just fluctuate to the downside. I'm going to use also the 50-day moving average to point towards my support, and let's use the September 1st high as our resistance. So selling could be a good opportunity. Dow also trending lower. 34,400 would be a support. 35,000-ish it will be our resistance. So initially you could use also the 50-day moving average as a resistance. Okay. Then we have here crude oil, WTI. So we saw yesterday how WTI spiked up just above $88. It quickly retraced, closing right on 86.85. Now today is another scenario. This could be profit taken, okay, and another attempt at 90 could be met. We are right at the borderline of being overbought, so we could expect a little bit of another pullback, perhaps a little bit lower. $86 could be that marker. So, but I'm bullish on gold. I mean, on WTI, on crude oil. Sorry, gold. This is Nat Gas. Nat Gas obviously trending lower. Let's use that 50-day moving average as our resistance level, and then 240 as our support, which will, perhaps we'll be reaching it today. Then we have gold. Gold, let's use gold, the 50-day moving average as our resistance. 1920 initially, but 1900 could be that lower marker. But initially, this nodal volume here could be another area of support. So you could also just be aware about around this area. Then we have silver, which is really just tanking. $23 most likely will be met. So if that's violated, then we'll use right around this area, right here as our support. Okay, so that could be one place. I mean, a lot of places, but that could be one. Then we have copper also trading lower, fluctuating below the 50-day moving average. So that's going to act as a resistance internally. 372 is a support. Wait, we went. Here we go. Then we have Bitcoin. Bitcoin is also just setting itself up for one of these spikes, either to the upside or to the downside. So this is another setup, just like we saw here before. This day is flattish, very small nodes of volume, and then boom, spike. So a breakout. That's a breakout. Then correction, pullback, and then back down to around that same area. So will we see just a you know Bitcoin just dropping? That could probably be the case. So let's see where we go. Then we have the currencies. Euro is trying to recuperate itself. Let's see if it does that, and as well as the pound. So 125 for the pound. The US dollar index 105 is almost going to be met. I spoke about that last month. So if that's the case, we'll see that fluctuation to the downside on the currencies and the metals. All right, that's it for me today. Have a fantastic trading day ahead, and I will see you all tomorrow. Thank you.